Let's meet the player.
Here now, a legend of the sport and former winner of the International Challenge of Champions, Francisco Bustamante. A big hand for the reigning world 9-ball champion, Mr. Fong-Pang Zhao.
Now let's take a look at the Mohegan Sun tournament format. This will be 2 sets, each a race to 5 games. In the event of tied sets, there'll be a lag for the break and a 1-game sudden death tiebreaker. Will be alternating break after the initial lag. The loser of the first set will have the opportunity to break in set number 2. There's a 30-second shot clock on the players with 1 timeout per act, and this will be foul on all balls. Welcome, everybody, to the fabulous Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Mitch Lawrence and Alan Hopkins. Excitement, electricity in the air. This one is for $50,000. Francisco Bustamante at the table, having won the lag for the first break. And man, oh man, Alan, it is, you can feel it in here. There's nothing like action for $50,000 winner take all.
I'll tell you, the pressure's building up. Both of these fellas have won before, so they know what it's like. Bustamante's made a great break on the 9-ball rack. He pocketed the 1 ball. He's got the cue ball right in this area here, the white ball there, and the 2 ball is down here, so Bustamante will be forced to play a push out or try to kick at it and possibly make the 6 ball, which is hanging in the pocket. See what he elects to do. He may even kick at this. He's going to play a push out. The only time you can push out is after the break. Fong-Pang will have his choice whether to make Bustamante shoot again, which he may make him shoot again. He's going to.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. You may have it.
I don't know if I'd let him get back to the table. He's going to play a rail first shot. Now what he's going to do is going to come in here and kick the 2 ball. Maybe make the 6. He has to watch he doesn't scratch. He's going to try to play a safety. He's going to probably kick at it pretty hard, send the 2 down table, try to make the 6 if he can, or the 2. There's the 6 ball. He made it. And here comes the 2. Made the both of them. How was that shot, folks?
Amazing. You think this is worth another look? I do.
He plays a draw off the rail, hits the 2 ball first, goes into the 6 ball. While the 6 ball falls, the 2 ball goes 2 rails and falls in the side pocket. Fabulous shot by Bustamante for a start.
Pretty good start, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
There goes the 3, one of the truly great international stars that have been here. As Alan said, has won this before. 1999, was runner-up last year in 2000 to Oliver Ortman. Came 1 game away from winning it last year. Oliver winning in sudden death.
And Bustamante starts out with a great shot, almost like a trick shot. And now he's proceeding to run the table. Bring the cue ball back out toward the center of the table. Wants an angle on the 7 ball. Everything's angles, help you move the cue ball around. Want to learn to play 9 ball, learn to play angles on the object balls.
From Manila in the Philippines, got here by defeating Alex Lely, the 2000 Euro Tour champion from the Netherlands, 7-1. And then beating the great Earl Strickland in sudden death in a semifinal to get here to the finals for 50 grand. Fong-Pang Chao has also won $50,000 in 1995. Both of these guys know what it means. Francisco Bustamante gets first blood. 1-0 against Fong-Pang Chao here in Connecticut. Glad you're with us. We'll be back after this. The 2001 International Challenge of Champions is brought to you by Olhausen Tables, the best in billiards featuring AccuFast cushions. By Viking Q, the world's leading cue. And by Mohegan Sun, a legendary gaming experience.
Healthy snack. Taste great. Goes everywhere. Everyone loves it. Oh boy, Oberto beef jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto.
Let's create to last.
You are so awesome.
But the house was built too small.
This is kind of awesome.
How long are we here?
For 1 year, sparks will fly.
This is not awesome.
I just want to make an omelet.
Oh, are you kidding me?
The drama will be real, but it won't save you any money on car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
Why are you doing this? This is unbelievable.
Stop eating.
Hon, the babysitter's fine.
A1 steak sauce.
Did you eat my steak?
Yeah, it's that important.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wolf Den at the Mohegan Sun. And actually, we have 3 champion of champions here already. The 2 that are playing out there, and Alan Hopkins, winner of the 1993 Challenge of Champions. You know what it's like to be playing for $50,000, winner take all. One of these guys gets that, one goes home. What does it feel like?
Lots of pressure, Mitch. You have to take advantage of a situation when it happens. And Bustamante did. He made a nice push out on the first rack. Fong-Pang gave it back to him. What's Bustamante do? Kicks it in and runs out.
Kicks 2 in.
Kicks 2 balls in and runs out.
I'm telling you, that's as good an opening statement as I've seen. Now, alternating break format. Fong-Pang Chao with the break, and he needs to do something right away to say, okay, I'm here too.
Another great breaker. Pockets a ball on the break, the 1 ball on the side, makes another ball at the last minute, the 8 ball. The 2 ball seems to be open, maybe not, I can't tell from here. Here's the 2 and the 4. 2 ball being the blue ball, here's the cue ball. If he can make the 2 past the 4, he'll play it. If he can't, he'll play a safety. He should have took another timeout.
He had 10 seconds to shoot it. Chose not to take that timeout, Alan.
He should have. That was a big shot. He's left Bustamante a chance to hit the 2 ball, maybe even make it. Here's the 2 ball, and here's the cue ball. And I can't tell if the 5 ball's in the way or not. So we'll see what Bustamante does. He may have a cut on the 2 ball, or he may have a kiss shot playing the 6 ball. Looks like a safety. And he has to get behind the 4 ball, so he couldn't make the 2 ball, so he elected to play safe.
And he gets behind a little bit, he does. Going for the jump cue.
Wow, and now here's the difference. He's very close to that 4 ball, so he's got to be very careful. He may play to bank this or play the 6 ball if he can get over the 4 ball.
Now, did not take that timeout before. Interesting that he didn't take it again.
And look out for the cue ball. No, he rushes the shot. I don't know. He must be. I think he's nervous. I know he's nervous. Should be taking his time on these shots.
At least one of those, he could have used that timeout and really gotten set before he hit it. We're going to see if Francisco Bustamante makes him pay. Goes behind the back. We saw him do this a couple of times before against Earl Strickland. Very comfortable shooting left-handed behind the back.
Well, actually, that was right-handed behind the back, but still.
No, but I mean, we've seen him shoot left-handed. We've seen him shoot behind the back. We see him just put the cue wherever he feels like he needs it and seem to be very comfortable.
Okay, you're right, Mitch. Yes, he's very comfortable no matter which way he plays. Matter of fact, he's very confident right now, too. I think he's got himself together.
It's quite an accomplishment to be in the finals 3 times in a row, which Francisco has done, winning it in '99, runner-up to Oliver last year, now again in the finals. So he's making a statement about what kind of player he is amongst the best players in the world. 8 players with championship titles in this event.
He did the same thing, Mitch, on the Camel Tour. He was always first or second for 3 years in a row. This fellow is definitely the man to beat in any tournament he goes to. Wow.
He moved. He didn't like that one. Well, he moved a little bit at the end of it. He feels lucky to have gotten the 6 there. You can see by the look on his face.
The most important thing he has to do is focus on the table and what he's doing. Don't think about the $50,000. Just get out there and play pool. That helps a lot too.
Is that phrase easier said than done? Here you go, Alan. Don't think about that $50,000.
Don't think about it until the final game.
Well, moving a little bit closer to the final game. Francisco Bustamante, the first 2 racks in set number 1. He will have the break in rack 3. Fong-Pang Chao will sit when we come back after this.
The top 5 reasons you can't blame Kobe Bryant for the breakup of the Lakers. 9 Eastern Monday.
Go back to the archives Go back to the legendary sports interviews. 60 Minutes on Classic takes you back to see what they said then and what they think now. 60 Minutes on Classic, 9 p.m. Fridays, only on ESPN Classic.
All this May on ESPN Classic. Sundays are getting real rocky.
Bust you up. Go for it.
Sunday.
You thought I was tough? This Joe will kill you.
The man, the mohawk, the mouth.
I'm gonna crucify him.
Can Rocky survive?
I'm pity the fool.
A human wrecking machine.
Go get him. I am the type.
Rocky 3.
Why so bad?
Part of Rocky Month on Real Classics. 8 p.m. Sunday only on ESPN Classic. Everyone loves an underdog.
Playing this month on Dish Network pay-per-view.
Ow! He must have loved me.
Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason.
I'm Alfie. Alfie. Alfie.
Well, aren't you Mr. Full Service?
Alfie.
I want you to steal me that diamond. I've dealt with this guy before.
You've been cheating on me with a diamond.
After the Sunset. Take a break from routine TV. Order a movie from Dish Network pay-per-view.
Judgment Day has arrived. 2 souls condemned, sentenced to ruin, will battle with every last breath until one man's will finally quits. John Cena, JBL, and I Quit match for the WWE Championship. WWE Judgment Day, live Sunday, May 22nd on Dish Network pay-per-view.
Our Viking Cues tip of the day features elephant practice balls, the fastest way to improve your game.
My tip of the day is kind of a fun thing. I'm going to show you a shot that's kind of like a gav shot, but I'm going to pocket the 9 ball in the corner pocket by hitting the 1 ball first. Now keep an eye, I'm hitting the 1 ball first with the cue ball. Now the same type of shot, I'm going to use the 8 ball this time, because in playing 8 ball or 9 ball, it's a shot to watch out for. Keep an eye, I'm going to shoot it in slow motion. Knocking the 1 and 8 away and following through on the 8 ball, that is an illegal shot.
Here you get a good look at the official rack of the International Challenge of Champions, the Sardo Tight Rack, beautiful rack of 9 balls. And yes, elephant beautiful balls. Everything beautiful here in Uncasville, Connecticut. Fong-Pang Chao just got rack 3. Back to 1-2 against Francisco Bustamante. 2 sets. The winner of this final matchup, $50,000 richer. Fong-Pang Chao made a little bit of a statement there. Francisco Bustamante played a good safety. Fong-Pang came back, and then that scratch.
Careless mistake. He's really been breaking great the whole tournament. That's just carelessness right there. All he does is he mishits the 1 ball, comes right back into the side pocket. He didn't want to hit the 1 ball like he did, and giving Bustamante ball in hand on the 1 ball with a nice opportunity for an open table and a run out.
That cue ball too much off the side to the side of the 1 on the break.
Yes, he wants to hit the 1 square the face and draw the cue ball back to the center of the table. And what happens is he hit the 1 straight on, drew it straight back into the side pocket. It happens a lot. It's not something that, you know, we don't do a lot. We do it a lot. All the players do it. It's just a brain lapse, actually, because he has to protect the cue ball in this format especially.
Short races to 5 in each set. And the one thing you want to try to do more than anything is hold your own break.
Yes,
and then try to get one somewhere along the line. So Francisco Bustamante trying to take advantage of that mistake to get back at Fong-Pang Chao and get one on his break.
Got to be careful here. He doesn't touch the 4 ball, because if his sweater touches the 4 ball, it'll be a foul.
And good look there at the beautiful fluid stroke of Francisco Bustamante. It's really amazing to watch, Alan, that backstroke, just how loose and rhythmical it is.
He's a lot of wrist, plus it looks like he only holds the cue with like 2 fingers. The index finger and the thumb, which gives him probably a lot of action. Plus he has a nice long fluid stroke. Every shot he strokes almost the same way. Takes about 4 or 5 practice strokes. Consistent, strong player, very strong.
He will make the occasional mistake, as every player will, but boy, he takes advantage. And again, that's a great thing to watch. Just try to keep an eye when we show it to you. That backstroke. Everybody has a different individual style, and you're getting to see it here. Fong-Pang has a different style than this. For some, this may not be a great way to shoot. There's more mechanical players. I know you, for instance, have a much shorter, much more compact stroke.
I hold the cue different.
Works for you, right?
I never change anybody's grip on a cue until I watch them play a while, because everybody has a different way of holding the cue stick. And that'll show you right there. Ephraim holds it different too.
This 9 for a 3-1 lead. And as we said, Francisco Bustamante, one of the best in the world at taking advantage of someone else's mistake. Fong-Pang Chao scratches on the break. Bustamante gets rack 4, leads 3-1 here in Connecticut. And there, a look at what all these players came to get. The trophy signifying the champion of champions, presented by Terry Bell, the founder of American Pool Players Association. And Francisco Bustamante trying to become only the second repeat champion of the International Challenge of Champions, having won the event in 1999. Oliver Ortman, the only other player to win 2 of these great events. And look at this, Alan, scratch on the break, just as Fong-Pang Chao did in the last rack.
Payback. Give him a payback, that's all. Bustamante actually hits the balls very hard. He brings the cue ball all the way back down table, but then the English takes as he goes to the bottom rail and goes right in the corner.
Wow.
Hits them awfully hard. As hard as anybody I've ever seen hit the balls.
That cue ball moved a lot without getting kicked.
You know what happened? He's hitting the cue ball very low, and by the time it comes off the rack and bounces up the table and finally catches to the green, then the English takes. And what happened is the English took then, it just pulled him right in the corner. Now Fong-Pang Chao has a real nice setup. The 1 and 2 are close to each other. The 3 balls are by side, but he does have a problem with the 4. We may see a quick rack here. He may have a 4-9 kiss shot in the corner. And he has perfect position on the 3 to get over for that kiss shot too.
Now we've got to remember that you have to call the 9 in this format, so we'll see what he does after the shot on the 3, what kind of position he's in.
Well, if he can make the 4, he won't play the kiss shot. He doesn't want to touch the 5 here. He just barely touched, so he needs to get off that rail. Okay. And he still has his work cut out here.
Very delicate shot there on the 3. You saw how close it came to the 5.
Here's the 4 and the 9. He's going to play the 4 in the corner and come over to the rail and back out for the 5 ball, which is right here. He does not want to touch the 9 if you don't have to. Oh, he had it straight in. Okay. See, I can't tell the angle from up here. If he was straight in, then he has to hit the 9 to stop the cue ball. So, okay, that's perfect. Now he has the 5 and the 6. The 6 is right by the side, so he'll just stop on the 5 ball, play the 6 next.
And something those of you at home can learn from, those of you just starting out playing pool, when we show you those shots from behind, always look at where these great players are putting their cue on the cue ball. You get a good idea of what kind of spin or lack of spin they're putting on to keep the cue ball in a certain spot.
Basically, though, if you're going to be a 9-ball player, you have to learn to play for angles. Position is very important. And here's an angle just to bring the cue ball up table for the 8-ball. Notice he left another angle for the 8-ball because he wants to come back out for the 9-ball in the other corner. This is just a lot of low right-hand spin. Bring the cue ball back up for the 9. Perfect. He's got a nice touch. Notice his grip on his cue is a lot tighter. Holds it with his whole hand.
And the pocket cam shows it to you. Dead center on the 9. Fong-Pang Chao with a little bit of payback. In rack 5, takes the mistake by Francisco Bustamante, turns it into his second rack. He will have the break at 2-3 in the first set when we come back after this.
Kobe Bryant, why he's not the bad guy behind the death of a dynasty.
Jerry Buss said, Kobe Bryant's our most important asset. That's the guy we have to keep happy.
The top 5 reasons you can't blame Kobe Bryant for the breakup of the Lakers. 9 Eastern Monday on ESPN Classic.
Here's a fun fact. Erected in 1963, the walnut stands 15 feet high.
I'll be in the car.
Go where you want with your free weekend from Avis.
Orca! Orca! Oh, I love Orca.
I thought you loved the humpback.
I recently changed my mind.
But I thought we established that the Orca was mine.
Now rent for a week and get a free weekend to use later. Find our lowest prices at avis.com.
Last year, when you bought a bag of Baby Ruth, you got a free game of bowling. Another bag? another free game. Millions of free games were given away. And this year, we're doing it again. That's right. There are millions and millions more free games of bowling in the return of the Baby Ruth Free Bowling Giveaway. Hurry in and pick up specially marked bags of fun size, 10 packs, and minis, and get your free game today.
I'm okay.
Baby Ruth from Nestle, the real deal.
If there's one thing baseball fans can agree on, it's Major League Baseball on XM Satellite Radio. Every team, all season long. And now, for a limited time, buy an XM Satellite Radio and get a second radio free, so you can enjoy even more music, news, sports, and talk. XM Satellite Radio.
A look at two of the great 9-ball players in the world. Earl Strickland on the left, Belinda Campos on the right. Talking about, probably, if I know Earl, Alan, they're talking about the match against Francisco.
Without a doubt.
Which Earl will replay for a while now. Great match. Francisco winning in sudden death to move on against Fong-Pang Chao. And that's what this tournament is all about. 2 sets, each one a race to 5. There you see the 6 go.
Cue ball come right by the 1 ball, no shot. He's made a ball on the break. He actually pocketed the 6 ball. Okay. Notice the 1 ball and the cue ball right here. He may have a shot on the 1 ball in the corner pocket. It's hard to tell from the angle I'm sitting, but if he doesn't, he'll be playing safety. He'll be sending the 1 ball down table and bringing the cue ball to the other rail. Looks like he's going to play safe, bringing the cue ball behind the 9 ball and leave the 1 ball right there. Did he get behind the 9? And he did. That's a great shot. Here's the 9 ball. Here's the 1 ball. Here's the cue ball, forcing Fong-Pang to go to another rail or play a jump shot. Now, this is interesting because he's been very successful with the jump shot the last couple times. It's a good possibility he may make this 1 ball.
Boy, this is a very tough shot. Long way to go to get to the 1, and then a long way for the 1 to go. About 4.5 feet, and almost makes it.
Almost. What's not done.
I'll tell you, keep everybody guessing there. But a really good shot, Alan. Even though Francisco has a shot on the 1, he's still got to go full length of the table.
Yes, and the cue ball is off the rail, so we're going to see. He's going to hit this. He's going to hit this pretty hard to get around for the 2 ball. Because it's a long shot. He's got to muscle the cue ball around table. And did he get there? I don't think he got there, really. He's got a problem now because, well, he's okay. He'll have the 2 ball in the side pocket. Now, his concern is going to be, here's the 2 ball. He's going to play the 2 in the side. The cue ball is going to come 1-2 back out here. But his problem is going to be the next shot because the 3 ball is down table and the 4 ball is at the other end. So he has to play the right angle. He has to come 1-2 rails and get out there. Now we're going to see the cue ball travel. I believe this time he'll make the cue ball go around the table. What I mean when he goes around the table, he'll be bringing it with left-hand English and fouling the ball. There it is, 1, 2, 3. Has to get past the 8 ball. And there it is.
And he liked it. He was walking as soon as he hit it, Alan.
He knew he struck it.
He was strolling. He wasn't kind of walking. He was going, all right, did what I wanted to.
It's a great shot, by the way. He had the angle on it. Look out for the 9. Oh, boy.
Man.
That was the match right there. He had the match. He gets on the 5. Now he's forced for the situation. Going to have to play a safety or a bank. Here's the 5 ball. So you got the bank across corner or bank across side.
Pretty uncharacteristic.
He's going cross corner. He can't cut this in, can he?
I don't think he can.
No, he's going cross corner, and he made it. Great shot. Fantastic, Mitch.
6 was gone on the break, and look at where he is on the 7 now. As you're talking, Alan, about angles. Here's one.
Mitch,
back
it's that
up
time.
The table, but you know, it could be. It might be a little early to say. You're not going to do it now. We're still in the first set.
But I mean, just this set right here.
Oh, set. Okay.
Yeah,
don't scare me.
I'm going to make a prediction here that he gets out here.
Scare me. Usually wait till the last rack.
Look out. Oh, boy, I almost made a mistake there.
I was going to say. This is for the first set for Francisco Bustamante. And, man, he knows it. One step closer to $50,000. In this format, Fong-Pang Chao will have the break in the first rack of set number 2 when we come back in a moment.
1975. There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, Cobra
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work?
We'll explain it all before we do anything.
Visit Midas and get brake pads or shoes for $39.95. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed.
Trust the Midas touch.
Why are you doing this? This is unbelievable. Stop eating.
Hon, the babysitter's fine.
A1 steak sauce.
Did you eat my steak?
Yeah, it's that important.
If Sarah wants to turn a cozy moment into the right moment, I want to be ready. That's why I asked my doctor about Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet proven to not only work fast, but also work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to be the guy she can count on. 36 hours to respond to her the way I want to when the moment is right.
Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you.
Sure, I did it for me. But it's not just about me, is it?
36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Wolf Den Room at the Mohegan Sun. Mitch Lawrence and Alan Hopkins, and we're very happy to be joined by the founder of the American Pool Players Association, Terry Bell. Terry, welcome to the booth for this rack.
Certainly a pleasure for me, Mitch.
We're glad to have you here, and we want to thank you for your support, the APA, as well as the volunteers who have helped to make this such a great event.
Thank you for that. Yes, we have a lot of our members here for this match, and we appreciate the professionals, and we want to support them in every way we can.
Well, this is interesting for me, being up in the booth with great champions out there and great champions here. 2 of the 50 greatest pool players of the century, I might add, Terry Bell and Alan Hopkins, up here in the booth. It's not often you get a chance to say that. So we're pleased to have Terry's expertise up here for a rack along with Alan. And Fong-Pang Chao needs to get something going, guys. Down 1 set and 1 set away from giving away $50,000 to Francisco Bustamante. A nice round number, isn't it, Terry?
It is, and I've enjoyed watching them. They just, they're playing terrific. Nearly flawless. They hardly, it's a very subtle thing, but they haven't missed any balls. Just a very, very occasional, maybe slight position error is about the only thing that you're going to, that's the only little bit of error you're going to get from any of them in terms of a mistake, you know. You like their breaks, Terry. Imagine if we could break like that. Well, they break very hard, no doubt about it. And of course, the main thing, as you know, Alan, in breaking is you've got to control the cue. Right. And a lot of players are restricted how hard they can break by the fact that they're controlling the cue at the same time. But these guys just can let it go. And their kicking too is these types of shots. They look random, but really they're not. It comes from billiards, from 3-cushion billiards, I suppose, and they've really learned the angles really well, and they play a very advanced form of kicking. What'd you say? Oh, well, over in the Philippines, they play rotation with 15 balls, so there's a lot of kicking involved with rotation because you get a lot of, you're hitting behind balls a lot. And they've all mastered the kicking and the masse shot. They're very, very good at it.
A little bit of a safety battle here on the 1.
You're going to see a 1-rail kick. He's going to hit the bottom rail with a lot of low right-hand English and make the cue ball come right up the bottom rail, up the side rail, and try to make the 1. A lot of what happens on these types of shots is somewhat random, but where it's not random is that they use a combination of speed that really increases their odds of coming up safe, of leaving their opponent safe. They're not trying to make the ball, but they're trying to increase their odds of leaving the other person safe. That's exactly right, Terry. I noticed that the speed at which they kick, if they do hit the ball, either the object ball and the cue ball are far apart, or it's a snooker. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, safety play is important. That's where in amateur play with the APA, we really have to focus on that, because a lot of amateurs think that that safety play is something you shouldn't do, and so we get into that, and in our system too. And of course, we have almost 200,000 members around the country, and they're learning to play, and they enjoy shows like this. They learn a lot from the pros.
Now, while we're at it, Terry, and you're talking about the APA, why don't you just tell people at home how they can get in touch with you should they want to do that?
Oh, go to the internet, Pool Players, that's one word, ends with an S, Pool Players, one word,
poolplayers.com, and you'll find out everything about it. And we have handicapping systems, and it's our motto is everyone can play, anyone can win. Ladies and gentlemen, all of all abilities. Now he goes to the 3. This is going to be his trickiest shot right here on this 4. He has to get just right, and I believe, Alan, that he will use some sort of a slight bit of a little bit of low and some right and slip over to the rail and come back, or he might try to draw, kick right back into the 6 and stop it. Which one do you think he'll do?
Well, it's hard, you know, the angle up here, as you can see, it's very hard to tell what he's going to do. Obviously, it looks like he's going to play the 4 because the way he's aiming at it.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's probably going to hit the 6 a little bit. Oh, he didn't touch the 6 well. He hit it easy. Good.
And he did it soft instead of going across and coming back. You know, watching him play, it's reminiscent of, well, we don't have to mention a player, but it's reminiscent of a player that plays a very quiet game. You know, he doesn't overdo his shots. He keeps everything in exact control. I should mention a player, Larry Hubbard. He played a lot like that. You know, a really great player. Rather than Bustamante has a more dynamic style.
Yep.
And this gentleman has kind of a more subdued style, but extremely effective.
Well, we've talked, Terry Allen and I have, about the fact that a lot of people may not know who Fong-Pang Chao is, which is amazing considering he's won the World Championship twice in the last few years. Won this event in 1995. So worldwide, you're talking about one of the really great players in the world. And because he's so quiet and he's so kind of just calm about everything he does, notice the guys that you might not know.
Yeah, excuse me. Notice the draw he just did on that 6 ball. He drew it absolutely perfect speed back for the 9 to make it easy. Now, he didn't really want to get quite this close to the rail, but, you know, for a person of his ability, he certainly won't have any trouble pocketing the ball.
You mentioned the player I haven't heard in a while, but he's also a world champion, too, is Larry Hubbard. A lot of people, you know, may have forgotten about him, but I didn't.
This would be for the first rack in the second set.
There it is.
As Terry said, not a big problem for a player of Fong-Pang Chao's caliber. Terry, thank you for being with us in this rack. And again, thanks for your support of the Challenger Champions.
Had a good time. Thank you.
And we will see you back in Connecticut in just a moment. Come on back.
Term life, annuities, long-term care. I can't make any sense of this. Can you do it?
I did a checkbook.
I'll play it for it.
There's no question. Understanding insurance and investing is difficult. At Genworth Financial, we're dedicated to making things clear. So when you're ready to figure it all out, we'll be there to help. Whenever that may be. Genworth Financial, the right approach to insurance and investing makes all the difference.
Let's create. Now it's so easy. Let's create.
A rainforest, the ultimate torture test for your deck. Thompson's Water Seal Advanced, the ultimate protection. It seals out 99% of the water right from the start. For a longer lasting deck, get the most powerful protection against water damage guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal Advanced.
It's a good look at one of the great sponsors and supporters of the International Challenge of Champions, Mike Clark, the Vice President of Olhausen Billiards. And there you see Francisco Bustamante doing what he does to try to stay loose because there's $50,000 at stake. He's already won the first set 5-2 against Fong-Pang Chao. He's just gotten one game and is at 1-2 in set number 2. If he wins this set, he's got 50 grand and the title of Champion of Champions for the second time in his career.
Wow.
Solid break.
Very solid. He's pocketed 2 balls on the break.
And we always wait till that last roll of the last ball out.
We sure do. And here's the 1 ball, and it's almost in the center of the table, and here's the cue ball. Now, it looks as though the 2 ball is blocking the 1 corner. It looks like the 4 ball is blocking the other corner. But I can't tell from here, so we'll see what he does. He probably can make the 1 ball if he's shooting so quick. There it is. He could make it. There you go. Nice shot.
Crowd kind of let out a little.
Well, you know, I think he had half a pocket there. And you notice the speed at which he hit it? We call that pocket speed. Notice how now he's stretching. And he has an opportunity now to break and run out on his turn at the table, which is big. See the cue ball traveling 2 rails here with right-hand spin. Playing the 3 with right-hand English. There's 1, 2, it comes out. Angle on the 4 ball, perfect.
At what point do you really start taking your time, Alan, when you know you've got a set and you've got a chance for 50,000?
Well, there's certain games that you make sure, you know, you're at the table and you got to get out or not make a mistake. And usually when if you're ahead a match like 3-2, if you're ahead 4-3, be very careful then, because the match is either over or you're back in the match. And Bustamante knows that 2-1 being behind, if Fong-Pang gets ahead 3-1, that's a big advantage. But I believe we're going to have a match.
Well,
it's going to be a battle.
He did what he had to do in the last rack. Good safety. Francisco Bustamante gets rack 4, and we are at 2 games apiece in the second set. Fong-Pang Chao will have the break when we return.
Saturdays, sports fans will be heard.
LeBron's the next Jordan.
The Pulse on ESPN News puts the focus on the fans.
It's the Red Sox year. Trojans are on a roll.
Saturdays, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, The Pulse brings 3 interactive hours of fan feedback.
Hey, we're talking Patriots dynasty.
Sharapova's great.
The Pulse is live and all about your opinions. You email us because The Pulse is the place to sound off.
Hall of Fame with Barry Bonds and steroids.
Finally, the fans have a voice. The Pulse, Saturdays 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on ESPN News.
G4 live at E3.
Believe it or not, I'm watching E3. I never thought I'd get in so easily. Watching G4 in my beatable chair. What will I see? Believe it or not, it's E3.
The biggest, baddest video game expo, live on G4.
Wanted to narrow down your channel options and only see what sports events or family programs are on? Themes List is a great way to do just that. Simply press the left arrow button on your remote while you're watching a show. From this menu, select one of the categories, such as family, and you get a list of what's on in that theme. Then you can select a program and go right to it. It's a great feature, available to everyone. Check it out today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Wolf Den at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Mitch Lawrence and Alan Hopkins, along with 2 of the great 9-ball players on the planet. Fong-Pang Chao, current WPA World 9-ball champion, and Francisco Bustamante. And Fong-Pang Chao.
Wow.
It's a good break. Let's see where that 8 winds up and if he has a clear shot on the 2.
Yes, he does, Mitch. He made the 1 ball in the side pocket. He pocketed actually 2 balls on the break. He pocketed the 7 ball. He has the cue ball here and the 2 ball, and he can make the 2. I can see that, and the 3 balls by the side right here, so all he has to do is make the 2, and he should have position on the 3. What a great break that was. He really controls the cue ball nicely.
Very solid.
He hits them hard and solid, you're right. And we've got a match here. I mean, he's got a nice break.
Sure do.
And if both players keep breaking and running out, Fong-Pang will win this match if that happens. Of course, that's very hard to do, but it can happen.
Well, we haven't really seen anybody do it so far this year. It has happened, obviously, in the past. Tough to do, and we talk a lot about the pressure of this and the 50,000 and everything else, but it does add up, and you get games here and there where you make a shot, miss a shot, and you might not miss ordinarily. And strange things can happen.
50,000 makes a lot of strange things happen. And this is the one match for all the money. $50,000, winner take all.
We talked about both these players having won this event, and they know what the title means and they know what the money will bring. So, all good reasons to want to really bear down.
Well, you know, Mitch, what's really unique is that both of these players have won this event before. So I know it's going to be a battle coming to the end here. If we get that final game, it's really going to be, you know, who gets the break in the first shot or something like that. And it's going to be exciting to see who does that.
Well, last year, Francisco Bustamante and Oliver Ortman playing. Francisco won the lag for that sudden death game, changed his style of break, and didn't make a ball on the break. Oliver got to the table and wound up winning the $50,000 and the title.
Yes, he did.
So that last game for the 50 grand, it's like we said, it makes you do funny things. Fong-Pang Chao doing what he has to do now. Breaking and running out. 3-2. Fong-Pang Chao, Francisco Bustamante at the table when we return.
You paid for 300 horses. Are you sure you're getting all of them? Introducing new Q from Quaker State. Q's patented heat-activated formula fights power-robbing friction better than any conventional oil to help maximize power and let all your horses come out. New Q from Quaker State. Unleash all your horses.
For some people, there's only one airline that fits. United, with Economy Plus, voted best premium economy class in the world. United, it's time to fly.
The cowboy thing! When people find out how much money they can save by doing the cowboy thing and switching to Eastwood Insurance, they can get a little carried away. Of course, rates starting as low as $39 a month, this kind of enthusiasm is understandable, but not really necessary. So if you want to save big on your car insurance, call Eastwood Insurance at 1-800-468-LESS or visit us online at eastwoodinsurance.com. And leave the cowboy into us.
Eastwood. And there you see Fong-Pang Chao, seemingly very calm, standing with his cue stick, poised to break. I guarantee you, inside, there's a whole lot going on. 4-2, one game away from a sudden death of one rack for $50,000. Fong-Pang Chao would like nothing more than to stay at the table right now, Alan.
Yes, and he made a great break. He's pocketed a ball on the break. Here's an opportunity for him to win the set. Here's the cue ball, and here's the 1 ball, and here's the 2 ball. So he has a great opportunity here for a run out. He has an angle on the 1. He can roll down to the bottom rail and come out for the 2. If he's straight in, he has a problem. If he's straight in, he's going to probably have to draw the ball back, making sure he does not foul a ball. Watch your sweater. I would tuck that in, Mitch.
I sure
Mitch,
would.
tell him to tuck it in. Will you please tell him?
Anything.
Oh, my God, look at this.
Steve Tipton, the tournament director, standing right there and watching that ball and says it's okay.
Wow.
Man.
I'll tell you, Mitch,
that's when you might want to go to the size medium sweater.
Wow, I'll tell you, I would have tucked it in because if he'd have come off the rail a little bit, he would have fouled that 7 ball. Okay, let's go back to it. He didn't foul it. He's got a shot on the 2 ball. He's going to come back over on the same side of the table for the 3 ball in the corner. Okay, he has a nice position on the 3 ball. The 4 ball was made on the break. He has to roll down for the 5 ball in the side pocket. Speed is very important. Look out. He caught the point. And here's a break for Bustamante. He caught the point, the side pocket, and here is the 5 in the cue ball. So Fong-Pang will be forced to play either a bank or a tough cut on the side or a safety. He's going to take a timeout so you can relax,
That's
Mitch.
smart.
You can relax,
smart.
Mitch.
I'm fine. It's these guys that I'm thinking about. I'm always amazed when they just get over it.
Really. He could play a bank on the 5 ball and bring the cue ball behind the 6 ball, kind of a two-way shot.
There you see a good look at the bottom part of Fong-Pang Chao's stance. Great bank shot there. And I was going to say that one of the things I like about his setup, Alan, is that his legs, he's got them set in a way where they're pretty much locked. He doesn't move them at all.
He's solid.
He's very steady.
Very solid.
You get another look at it here, and you see the way he kind of leans back and locks his knees. You'll see some players very flexed when they play.
Great stance.
Fong-Pang Chao. Boy.
It's a great shot.
That is solid.
I'm going to make a prediction, Mitch, that we have a playoff here. One game for $50,000. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Well, usually you wait till there's 1 or 2 balls. There's 3 on the table, so I'm surprised.
Let's wait and see if he gets on the 8.
Okay.
High right-hand English. Come 1-2 rails. Down table for the 8 ball. Wants to be straight in. All he has to do is make the 8. We've got action, Mitch.
We have definite. We have $50,000 action. Good look again at where he's putting the cue stick on the cue ball to keep that right there. 9 ball away from sudden death for 50 grand. And there it is. This is what everybody came to town for. 1 rack for $50,000 in Uncasville, Connecticut. You're not going anywhere, are you?
Oh.
These gardens have the most exquisite Venus flight. Oh, he likes you.
Go where you want with your free weekend from Avis.
Did you know this geyser has 16,000 pounds of water pressure?
16,500, son! Now rent for a week and get a free weekend to use later. Find our lowest prices at avis.com.
Snack right with Oh Boy Oberto beef jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto.
I hear that you guarantee all your work. Is that true?
Yes.
Can you have our van ready in time for the canoe trip?
Absolutely.
Visit Midas and get brake pads or shoes for $39.95. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed.
Trust the Midas touch.
This week on Teammates, they may be on the same team.
Who should play Brian in a movie about his life?
Tom Hanks. But are they on the same page?
I don't think so.
Great athletes, tough questions, surprising answers. Teammates, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Wolf Den at the Mohegan Sun. And trust me, there is not anywhere else close to here that has as much tension in the room as this place does right now. $50,000 on the line, 1 rack of 9 ball. It will lag for the break, and then we will go. And as the rest of this match has gone, a very close lag, and it will be Fong-Pang Chao. The 2001 International Challenge of Champions has been brought to you by Mohegan Sun, a legendary gaming experience. By Olhausen Table, the best in billiards featuring AccuFast cushions. And by Viking Fuse, the world's leading fuse. A very disappointed Francisco Bustamante, wishing he could be at the table, breaking for $50,000. Fong-Pang Chao won the lag, and he will have that chance. Last year, against Oliver Ortman, Francisco had the break in the sudden death rack. Did not capitalize, lost the $50,000. Let's see if his luck can change this year. And watch out, that cue ball. Oh. As I was saying, sometimes your luck changes, Alan.
Well, I'll tell you what, he tried to protect the cue ball. He let up a little bit. He drew straight back toward the corner. It looks like it's going to just hang in the pocket. The 6 ball comes over, doesn't touch it anyway, and he still scratches.
Now, the thing is, when you see this rack, when we take a look at this rack, Fong-Pang Chao is certainly not out of this. Look at the balls on the table, Alan.
Well, you're going to see some safety play.
Yep.
Notice the balls. Here's the 4 and the 5 are tied up. The 1 and the 3, he could make the 6, but he's going to play a safety and try to get 3 fouls. And he has a good opportunity to get 3 fouls. But I'll tell you something, if he hits the 1 ball here, there's a good chance he'll make a ball, like the 6 or something. He got a bad break because it's going to be tough to hit the 1. Wow. Very tough ball to hit. Notice, here's the 1 ball, the cue ball, and the 3 ball all together. The cue ball is the ball against the rail. The 1 ball is out here. He's going to have to go down table. He can't go 2 rails. He can't go in here because it looks like the 8's in the way. So he should take a safety. He should take a... He's going to have to play low right-hand English. Watch the cue ball here. And he makes a great hit. Wow! What a shot! What a shot!
Wow. They are up in their chairs here in Connecticut. Watch this.
Wow, what a great shot he made. Half a pocket to make the one ball.
Cow. And now his job, Alan, is to calm down and take a few breaths. I was going to say both players get 2 timeouts in this rack, and he didn't take one. Even if he had one, you'd say, come on, you got to take it here.
Wow.
And then to make that unbelievable.
Remember what I said, Mitch, if he hits the one ball, he might make a ball, and he did hit it. He has a combination now on the 3-6, but the 4 and the 5 are tied up, so he has his work cut out. He has a tough run out here. And plus, he has to think about the $50,000 and the pressure. If he misses, he's going to lose. Has to be very careful. A combination, wants an angle. He has an angle. Now, what he does now, he must be very careful on what he does now. He has to leave himself a shot on the 4 ball. He has to make sure he can hit the 4. Now, he has a couple things he can do. He can play the cube on the 3, come over to this rail, and back over here for the 4 ball in this corner. But he takes a chance that he could scratch in the side. So he's looking right now. He takes a chance he could scratch in the side or get behind the 5 somehow. So he has to be very... Here's where it comes right here. The whole match is right on this shot. Does he have a timeout?
The whole tournament? He does. He's got 2 of them.
Hit it too easy. He wanted to protect the cue ball. A little... See, he had the right out. He was coming perfect. So... Now he has a good safety here. You know, be surprised here. He can hit the 4 thin and go behind the 5 ball. It's kind of touchy, but if he hits the cue ball, hits the 4 nice and thin, and brings the cue ball over here and gets behind the 5, he could force Bustamante to kick at the ball.
I'll tell you.
Or he could go, I'm sorry, Mitch, but he could go behind the 8 ball here, too. He could bring the cue ball over to the other side behind the 8. See what he decides to do.
He just called his timeout. What I was going to say, Alan, is for a player who is normally very calm, breathing a lot differently. Obviously, there's 50 grand at stake here. We're talking about chopped liver.
Did he get behind the 8? It's very important he gets behind the 8.
And he did not. He did not.
No, but he's okay. He snookered the ball from the 4 ball.
Yeah, I did. Boy.
Here's the 4 ball. Here's the cue ball and the 8 ball. Here's the 9 ball. It's in the way. Bustamante be forced to go to the rail and try to kick the 4 ball up table. Or come down 1 rail this way and kick the 4.
This is why the Challenge of Champions, you talk to anybody who's familiar with the game, they will say this is the toughest event to win.
He must hit the 4. He does hit it. But look out. And he got a little lucky. He got a little lucky. That's a great shot. We can see the 5 ball isn't directly in the path of the 4 ball. Here it is. He has to go to the rail now and try to pocket the 4 ball in this corner. Not an easy shot. Also, he has a shot going behind the 4, kick the 4 down table, and leave the cue ball behind the 7. He has to make a choice here. I think he should try to make the 4. I think
he's got to think pretty quickly.
He doesn't have any timeouts, does he?
He just called his last one.
That's his second one. Wow. We might need 5 timeouts.
I'll tell you something. Every shot from here on out. I mean, you've got 5 balls on the table for $50,000.
Now, if he makes this, he has to bring the cue ball over by the other side pocket so he has a shot on the 5. He might have banked it.
Back the other way.
Banked it. Watch the cue ball. Keep an eye on the cue ball. Look at this. He did it. He has a shot.
On the 5.
Yes, he did. He has a shot on the 5 ball. It's not an easy shot, but $50,000 shot.
You know what, Alan? What's really interesting about this format, too, there is only $50,000. Other tournaments, you know, you come in second, you get something.
Right.
It's some check.
It's a great format.
50 or zip.
Okay, he has to concentrate on making the 5. He missed it. Wow. Look where the 5 is, though. At least he's at the table. Wow. That's all that matters. Wow. He overcut the 5. You can see where the 5 is. He left it right behind the 7 ball. All he does here is he overcuts the 5. He just cuts it too much and catches the point, and it hangs right in the corner. Now, Francisco is going to be forced to go to the side rail here because he can't get past the 7. He has to be very careful here. And I'm going to make a prediction he makes this because he has a nice chance to make this, but he has to be careful he doesn't scratch. Now, what he'll do is he'll go to the side rail over here, this rail, and try to hit the 5 into the pocket. being careful. He does not scratch.
But boy, just hardly any margin for error at this point in the match. Between scratching and missing it.
Wow, great shot. Great shot. Super shot, Mitch.
Now he's wondering what to do.
Well, no, he's got a good shot now. He's going to play a safety
Seven.
here. He's going to bring the cue ball over behind the 8 ball. Watch this shot here. He's going to just take the cue ball and bring it over there. Oh, he left it there and put the 7 down table. I don't know. I better be careful because he got the jump stick. There's the jump stick. Okay.
Well, he's going to make Fong-Pang Chao make a shot. He just came with one. He's going to make Fong-Pang come with one.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be too surprised, Mitch, if he does something funny here, because all he has to do is jump over the 9 and hit the 7 ball. He's got a nice shot on it.
This crowd just buzzing.
Although with all the pressure and the $50,000 in mind, he could jump right off the table. Let's see what happens. Shot on the 8. Yeah. Great shot.
Worth another look, I think so.
Right over the 9 ball. I said he might make it if he hits it. He cuts it right in the corner pocket. Fantastic shot. Under the pressure, what a great shot. There's the shot.
Look at this. And you bet he points to it quick. $50,000.
Wow, what a match.
Oh boy, and now it's time for our Viking Q super shot of the match. And man, there were so many of them, but it would have to be this one by Fong-Pang Chao, Alan.
And what a super shot it is under the situation. Last game for $50,000, he jumps over the 9 ball, cuts the 7 ball in the corner, and comes around for the 8 ball. Fantastic shot. Under the pressure, $50,000, winner take all. Fong-Pang Chao came through. Now down to Mitch on the floor.
I'm down here on the floor with Fong-Pang Chao, the 2001 champion of champions. Fong-Pang does not speak a whole lot of English, but I think he will understand what I'm saying when I say thank you for a very, very exciting match for everybody here. Congratulations on the championship. And here we have someone with some money for you, Mr. Paul Munich, who is the Vice President of Sports and Entertainment at Mohegan Sun. Paul, you have something for Fong-Pang also.
Yes, we do. On behalf of Mohegan Sun, I'd like to present you with a, well, no, not the real thing, a check in the amount of $50,000. $50,000.
Thank you.
And we can, if you'd like, cash that for you here. Do you understand? Congratulations.
Pardon me for that. I think he understands $50,000, yes?
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations again on winning. And so the 11th annual International Challenge of Champions comes to a close. Congratulations to two-time champion of champions, Fong-Pang Chao, and to Francisco Bustamante for a very, very exciting final match, and to all the other great competitors who've been here. For Alan Hopkins, I'm Mitch Lawrence. We're glad you've been with us in Connecticut. We'll see you soon. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the American Pool Players Association for their help and their support in organizing this incredible event at the Mohegan Sun. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
Go get him! I have the title! Rocky 3. Why so bad? 8 p.m. Sunday.